Hey guys and girls, how's it going? Hope you guys have had a great new year and Christmas holidays. So it is officially 2016. So this is going to be my first video this year, and I wanted to do it on the games that I am most excited about, which are coming out this year. Now, before I get to that list, I'd like to start off by saying a massive thank you to you all. So I finally hit over 2,000 subscribers, which I cannot believe. I'm blown away by that fact. And what I'd like to do in sort of appreciation for that is I am going to do another game giveaway competition. Now, I haven't decided what game I'm going to give away, so I am going to leave it up to you. I'd like you all to vote for the game that you would like to have given away in a competition. Please post in the comment section below the game that you would like to see, and I'll obviously add up all your votes together, and I will do a giveaway competition video probably sometime next week, and then obviously give you guys a week to 2 weeks to get your answers in on that, and then we'll get that kicking off. All right, so let's start anyway. Let's get straight to the meat of this video. So these are the games that I'm most excited about, which are coming out this year. Now, 2016 looks like a very good year for gamers. So the first game coming out this year that I'm super excited about is Tom Clancy's The Division. Now, this game is coming out on the 8th of March, which is a day after my birthday. I am super excited for this game. I'm a little concerned as well because Ubisoft have had good and bad games come out over the last few years, but I'm hoping that, you know, the fact that The Division has been delayed on numerous occasions, the fact that they have been working on it for a while, I am hoping that it is going to live up to the hype. You know, I really do. Now, the gameplay looks fantastic. The movement looks great in terms of the cover system. There is a definite cover system that I can see where you do need to sort of click a button to get into cover. It seems quite fluid in terms of movement. Gunfire looks great. I love the fact that all the objects and vehicles all seem to be destructible. All the glass is breakable. They're showing us a little bit more about the dark zone, in that you can meet other players online out in the world. You know, you have to extract loot, and you can choose to work with people or basically dick them over. That sounds really interesting. Given the gameplay, the kind of player I am, I don't think I'm going to be dicking many people over because that's just kind of not how I roll. But it is interesting that is something that you can do, and I can imagine it would be quite frustrating. But I am super excited. I'm looking forward to it. Now, I'm hopefully plotting to book a bit of time off with my friends, particularly with Edge and with Dante, to play a little bit of this game, and hopefully we can bring you guys some cool gameplay to showcase that when it does come out on the 8th of March. Okay, the next game that's coming out that I'm excited about is an exclusive to the Xbox One, and that is Quantum Break. So I finally got an Xbox One for Christmas, and that now means I can actually play Xbox exclusives, which I'm very excited about. So Quantum Break was the main exclusive really that got me very interested in purchasing an Xbox One. It's coming out on the 5th of April, and it looks really sweet. Now, you know, we did see gameplay right back to Gamescom in 2014, but it does look like it's had some changes. It looks like it's been recast, and now the main character is being played by Sean Asmore, who, as you probably all know him as Iceman from X-Men, and it's an interesting choice for them. Now, I do know that Quantum Break is going to be unique in terms of the fact that it's trying to blend you know, Hollywood and a movie and a television series along with gameplay. So I think having good casting in that is crucial. Now, you know, Sean Asmore's a good actor. Also, I think the main villain's been cast as the guy in Game of Thrones. I've forgotten his name, but he's in it as well, and we all like to hate him, so he's a good actor himself. So I think the casting is not a bad choice. For me, it's still strange to see Hollywood actors' faces on games, and sometimes it can take you out of the game a little bit because you feel more like you're playing as that actor rather than playing as the character. So that's going to be really strange, I think, for me. But the main thing that's got me excited about this game is the gameplay. The gameplay looks sweet. I love the idea of being able to slow down time, which basically makes your character faster. So you can run in and sort of melee somebody. You can slow down time and create massive explosions. I love the fact of being able to control time, very Batman style, of being able to piece together puzzles and see what's happened before in an area. But it looks really interesting, Quantum Break, and it is a game that I'm very much looking forward to playing in 2016. Right, the next game that's coming out, which is an exclusive to PlayStation 4, is coming out on the 29th of April, and that is Uncharted 4. Now, I am a massive fan of the Uncharted series. I love Nathan Drake. I love his character. I think he's awesome. I've enjoyed, the previous installments. I'm currently in the middle of playing Uncharted 2. And, based on the gameplay that we have seen, we saw some really sweet gameplay, which looks, it looks like it's going to be everything that we love, but just tweaked upon and improved. I like the new game mechanic of being able to sort of swing with a grapnel, sort of a grapnel hook, and do a melee from above. That was heaps of fun in the multiplayer. I got to play the multiplayer beta, and I'm excited for it. It looks like a lot of fun, so I'm probably going to be playing a lot more of that when the main game comes out. But I am basically excited for the story. It looks like, we're going to have amazing set pieces again, just great humor, great gunplay, great combat, great puzzles. It just looks brilliant. Uncharted 4 looks like it's going to be a potential game of the year for me this year, and I'm very much excited to play it, and I will definitely be getting that on day one, and I'm probably going to try and, if I can, book a bit of time. Unfortunately, at that time, when it comes out, I am actually on holiday, so I'm going to miss it probably for the first week or two, but hey, it's one of those things. They delayed it, unfortunately, until the end of April, and that's when I've got booked in to go on holidays, so I'm going to have to wait, but it's no big deal. But if they've delayed it to make the game better and smoother, then fair enough, that's fine, and it's not delayed significantly. So I think Uncharted 4 is going to be a fabulous game to play this year. Okay, the next game that's coming out is coming out on the 3rd of May. And that is Battleborn. Now, I did get to play a little bit of the beta of this. I got access to the closed beta. It's from the makers of Borderlands, which I'm sure you all love and know, and it's heaps of fun to play. There are so many characters. They've revealed 15 playable characters so far, and I know there are going to be more. It's just fun. The world looks interesting. It looks great. It looks funny. It's very colorful. I got to try out all the different characters. Their combats look very different, very cool. You've got special moves and different things that you can do. It looks enjoyable, and it was enjoyable. And I only got to play like 2 different levels, I think, in it, but as a taste of what's to come, it looks like it's going to be a really, really, really enjoyable game, and it's got a very similar feeling to Borderlands in terms of the humor and the style, but it is different. It is more colorful, and the characters and factions that you can play as are also very, very fun and very unique. So I'm very much looking forward to Battleborn, which is coming out this year. Okay, the next game, which is set to come out around June time, is No Man's Sky. Now, this, of course, is an exclusive on the PlayStation 4. I want this game to come out. We've been waiting for this for a while, and the more it's getting delayed and pushed back, the more concerned I am getting about it. Now, this game is supposed to be absolutely huge. Obviously it's focusing on things like exploration. There are thousands of different planets that you can explore. I still don't know yet what this game is, or, what the overall objective in this game is, apart from, exploring and exploration. But as a concept, the idea of being able to go to different galaxies and different worlds, to go from, being in space to landing on a planet, getting out of your ship, exploring it, getting back in and taking off again, is very interesting, without the need for loading screens. So that's going to be interesting just to see how that actually works and plays, and whether or not we are going to come across, human players in the universe, because it is so vast and it is so huge. I'm interested how they're going to keep the game interesting and engaging and prevent people becoming bored with it. So I'm interested to definitely play No Man's Sky and see what that's all about. But that is supposed to be coming out this year, and that is a game on my list. All All right, the next game that is coming out on the 23rd of August that I'm excited about is Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Now, I will be honest, I haven't played any of the previous Deus Ex games. I do own them on PC. I did buy them in a Steam sale, but I just haven't had the chance to get around to playing them yet. I do know that one of the endings in them was kind of controversial and was sort of similar to the ending in Mass Effect 3, because a lot of people were alluding to that. But looking, I've seen some gameplay footage of Deus Ex Mankind Divided. The world and the concept looks beautiful. The world looks incredible that you play in. The main character looks pretty sweet and cool. Don't know much about him, but I will have to definitely play the original games, I think, before this comes out in August. But the gameplay looked really cool. And, you know, they were talking about how you can choose whether or not you want to go stealthy, or whether or not, you know, you want to go down the sort of action route. The different sort of enhancements that you've got in your body and gadgets that you can use as well looked really cool. It was interesting how it would switch from third person when you're behind cover into first person view. I'm curious to see how that works, whether you can switch it yourself manually or whether that's something that just happens when you're in and out of cover. It's very interesting. The main thing with Mankind Divided that I'm obviously interested as well is I'm a big story game player. So I like the idea of being able to make choices and make decisions and that affect the route that the game goes down in terms of how people react to you and the way that the story progresses. And I do know that that is something that you can do. They did show a conversation with one of the main bosses or bad guys, and you could choose certain reactions to him, and that would affect whether or not you were successful in that conversation or whether or not you failed. And that can affect, you know, whether or not your position is sort of notified to the enemy, or how easy or how difficult it is for you to progress further through the level. I like that idea. It sounds really interesting. So Mankind Divided is a game that I am very excited to play. But obviously before it comes out, I am going to need to play the first and second game because I know nothing about the world and about the story. And I feel like it is a game I would need to prep for. So that is what I will be doing. The remaining games, really, I'm just going to name to you guys. There's no definite release dates for them at the moment. All we know is that they're supposed to come out sometime in 2016. Now, whether these games come out in 2016 or not, that remains to be seen. They could very well, you know, be delayed until 2017. But as it stands right now, there's a list of games here that I'm excited about. Now, some of them are exclusives, some of them are not. So the first exclusive that is an exclusive to the PlayStation 4 is Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, this game for me looks absolutely beautiful. I'm very excited about it. The world looks interesting. These sort of mechanical dinosaurs that we see in the world, I'm so curious how this world has come to be, how these mechanical creations have come to be as well. Have they been made by man? Have they turned against man? Why are we sort of, you know, hunting them to get resources and things? It looks really, really sweet. The combat looked cool as well. I love the whole idea of a bow and arrow. I love the fact that you can craft different things, you know, with that bow and arrow. So you can choose to set traps for, animals, mechanical animals, basically, that have like a herd mentality. They did show how you could set traps for this herd because they'd kind of get scared easily and it'd be very difficult to chase them down. So you could set traps to sort of scare them or herd them into a certain location and then just cause massive explosions. They did show this fight as well, this kind of boss fight with this like T-Rex style monster. I think it was like something jaw or dead jaw, I forget, but it's this massive T-Rex monster and it looks cool, and obviously taking it down is very, very difficult. So, you know, you'd have to sort of use your tactics there in terms of taking it down. So I think it had this massive sort of gun on it that you could shoot off, and then use that to do damage to take out its armor plates. You can attach wires to it to cause it to trip up as well, again revealing weaknesses. But the combat, the world, it just looks sweet, and I really am so interested to find out more about it. Yeah, it looks very, very interesting. The next game, obviously, that I'm super excited about is Mass Effect Andromeda, which is supposed to be coming out in the holiday season of 2016. I honestly don't think it's going to come out this year. I think it's going to be next year, but I am excited to find out more about it, and I'm hoping we'll get to see some gameplay at some point in 2016, especially at E3. But I'm looking forward to it. You know, the whole idea of it being set in a new galaxy in Andromeda, I'm sure we're going to have some familiar combat in there. I want to find out more about the different characters, our companions, so our main protagonist. We know very little at the moment. BioWare are keeping things very, very hush-hush, but they have revealed enough to get my interest. And yes, obviously Mass Effect Andromeda is something I'm super looking forward to. The next really is the Final Fantasy game. So I'm very much looking forward to Final Fantasy 15 and also the Final Fantasy 7 remake. Now, Final Fantasy 15 looks cool, particularly for the combat. The combat looks really awesome. I'm very much looking forward to that, seeing how that works. The characters I don't know so much about at the moment, but yeah, I'm very much looking forward to Final Fantasy 15 and obviously the Final Fantasy 7 remake. This game I'm excited for is For Honor. Now that looks really cool as well. I'm a massive history fan. I love particularly medieval history. I love the idea of this game. It looks like we've only seen the multiplayer side of things at the moment. Don't know yet whether or not there is going to be a single player story, but the combat looks brilliant. It looks so fluid. You know, you're using your right thumbstick to attack or defend in a certain way, having different kind of warriors classes in terms of samurai or you know, medieval. It looks really sweet. It looked like a lot of fun, the combat, and I think it is a game that I will very much enjoy, and it will very much be up my street. So that's the other game that I'm very excited about. Ratchet and Clank is another game I'm really looking forward to, which again, I think it's a PlayStation exclusive. But they did show more about the gameplay there. So, it looks great. I think it's a remake, from the looks of it, but it looks awesome. I'm a massive Ratchet and Clank fan. I love that series. I enjoy platform gamers, and it looks really good. We got to see a little bit of the combat. I love the different sort of gadgets and things and weapons that you can use, like the Groovytron, I think it was called, where you can make the enemies do sort of, you know, like a like a boogie. They had Pixelator, I think was another one it's called, where you could actually turn vehicles, you know, could pixelate them and shoot them down and kill them in that way. It just looks fun. It looks colourful, lively, good humor, fun combat, fun platforming. Ratchet and Clank is definitely a game that I will be playing this year, definitely. The next game, a couple of games that I'm excited about as well, is Ricochet, which is I think an Xbox exclusive. The whole world there looks really cool. It looks interesting in terms of you having different companions and being able to like have these orbs that you're collecting, and we know very little about it, but it did look beautiful. It looks interesting, and it's done enough to get my interest. So I'm very much looking forward to hearing more about that this year. Similarly with Zelda, we don't know very much about the new Legend of Zelda game, other than that it's going to be that it's going to be an open world game. We know that obviously Link is going to be in it, and you know, we've been shown things like you know, horse riding and on Epona, and that you can jump off of Epona and time will slow down as you're aiming with your arrow, things like that. We know little bits and bits, but we don't know very much about it. So that is a game I'm looking forward to, that I'm excited about. I am skeptical. I don't think that Zelda's going to come out this year, because I think we would have seen a lot more gameplay. It's been very, very little and far in between that we've seen from Nintendo, and Nintendo do sort of have a track record of delaying games, you know, to make sure that they're done right, obviously. So honestly, if we haven't seen anything concrete in terms of gameplay in a Nintendo Direct, I don't see it coming out this year. We still don't have a definite release date, but the new Zelda game definitely is something I'm interested in. I'm interested to see how they use the hardware of the Wii U in terms of making the game just bigger and larger in scale. So I am interested in that, to see what happens there, and you know, to see a first sort of new open world Zelda game as well. The last game that I'm excited about as well is Scalebound, which again is another exclusive on Xbox this year. Now that looks interesting. I like the idea of being able to ride around on a dragon. I like the idea of having a dragon as a companion. We have seen some actual gameplay of it, and you can actually give him instructions and give him or her orders in terms of attacking enemies. And raining down fire. The combat looked cool as well. In terms of the main character, you know, he looks like an interesting character. He looks kind of fun. You know, just young, energetic, fun, probably, hopefully quite witty. But yeah, his combat looked kind of sweet in terms of the sword, and it looks as well like you can put this kind of armor on him as well, which makes him more powerful. We did get to see a bit of combat against sort of mooks on the ground, as well as some combat against this like big beast where you can like drop a line on it, and you'll sort of swing, you know, grab onto it, hook onto it, and swing in the air and come down from above. It looks interesting, and we did also see at the end that it looks like they're alluding to there being multiplayer element to it, because we did actually see some other characters pop in with their dragons as they were taking on this big boss. So it looks like online multiplayer might potentially be something that you can do in a kind of like Monster Hunter style, where you can drop in together to take down these big boss creatures, boss dragons. And that's really interesting. Okay, so those are my most anticipated games of 2016. I think 2016 is going to be a very good year for gamers. It looks like there's a lot of good games coming out. And also there's a lot of really good exclusives coming out this year on both the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 and also the Wii U. I think the PlayStation 4 are going to bring more of their A game this year, because last year was kind of lacking for them in terms of exclusives. So they should have hopefully a lot more this year. But it looks like, you know, quite even playing field. In those games, the list of games they're giving you there's quite a number of different exclusives coming out there. But anyway, so those are my thoughts. Let me know what are your most anticipated games of 2016 in the comment section below. Don't forget as well to vote for the game that you would like to have as my giveaway game this month for reaching 2,000 subscribers. Thank you again, guys, for supporting my channel and continuing to support, like, comment. It's really appreciated. All right, guys and girls, well, take care. And as always, happy gaming. Yeah.